What's up, everybody? Welcome to The Revival. My name is JJ, and it's time for my last review of 2021, Dragon Quest XI. With Final Fantasy being the first real RPG series that I ever fell in love with, it gave me such tunnel vision with regards to the genre that I didn't even really look into the Dragon Quest series until years down the road. Even then, I remember trying the first game in the series on NES and feeling like it was a little too old school for me at the time. It wasn't until just a few years ago when I really started to get into video game history that I decided to give the series a real chance and start from the beginning. While I don't think it's necessary for people to have to play through every game in the series like I did in order to enjoy Dragon Quest XI, I will say that doing so really helped amplify the appreciation I had while playing it, as well as the series as a whole. It gave me a journey from the NES era to the PlayStation 4, ending with not only one of the best games in the Dragon Quest series, but one of the best JRPGs I'd ever played, period. Regarding the game's story, if I were to give you a basic gist, it boils down to you being the Chosen One, trying to stop the evil Dark Lord from taking over the world. One thing, though, that I have to stress, this game, quite frankly, along with every other game in the series, really isn't necessarily about the overarching story. It's more about the journey itself. The characters, the world building, the environments, and everything you experience more than makes up for what some might consider a lackluster plot. You'll get to know your traveling companions quite well over the 80 or so hours of travel, and even after beating the main game, there's still so much story content in the post-game that it may as well have been a full-fledged sequel. The adventure and experiences contained in Dragon Quest XI are not to be missed by anyone who loves great storytelling and fun characters. On the gameplay side, one of the things the Dragon Quest series has always done well has been adopting the attitude of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's your standard turn-based combat, but updated for a modern audience. Much like how the Persona series has kept up with the times while still implementing what some would call dated mechanics, Dragon Quest XI sings with style, flair, and a whole lot of strategy. Party members can be switched in and out on the fly like in Final Fantasy X, and each character brings their own specific moveset to the group. I had a blast just coming up with different party combinations to see what worked best, and loved the fact that each character also had their own unique skills to adopt and grow. Dragon Quest XI also proves that in addition to turn-based combat, world maps aren't dead either. There's so much to explore, and having this massive ocean and eventually sky to zoom around in and check out the countless locations makes the world feel both expansive and lived in. There's even a side area where you can see locations from past Dragon Quest titles, with the option to play the game in 2D mode if you prefer a more old-school style. If you're a fan of any of the Dragon Ball series, you'll recognize the art style and visuals right away. Akira Toriyama is once again back as an artist for the Dragon Quest series, and the result is stunning. Beautiful landscapes, detailed characters, and gorgeous town set pieces. Monster designs are similar to previous entries in the series, but that's not a bad thing, and it's something the series is known for with each new release. Combat moves are flashy and impressive to look at, and even the 2D sections of the game look so good it'll hit anyone who is in love with the old school NES entries right in the feels. To go along with that, the soundtrack is stellar too. For a series of games known for its wonderful music, Dragon Quest XI is no different, and in my opinion is the best in the series. Full of brass instrument-filled fanfare, everywhere you go in the game just screams adventure. The sound itself is no slouch either. Voice acting is solid, and spells and abilities are extremely satisfying to hear. So there you have it. That's my review of Dragon Quest XI. Honestly, I was surprised at how short it was when I typed it all out and wrote it up, just because I thought I was gonna like have a lot more to say, but honestly, like when there's so few criticisms, you know, you can only gush so much, and before you know you kind of start to get redundant, which I tend to do quite a bit, and I'm fully aware of that. But I just love this game like crazy. I actually purchased the original edition of Light, the first version that came out, but didn't get to it for so long that eventually the definitive edition, which is the one I played, came out and on PS4 and was super cheap when I got it. So I was like, yeah, why not? I'll just pick it up and go ahead and grab it. I cannot recommend this game enough. It's honestly, like I said, it's a great jumping off point. If you're new to the Dragon Quest series, it's great to get into. I really enjoyed the fact that I started from the beginning and saw the series evolve. That is definitely not something you have to do, but I will say that if you do that, and I know it's a huge undertaking, so I'm not telling you to do it, I'm just saying that if you do that, or if you've already played them, there's a lot to see and hear that you can be nostalgic for and be like, oh my gosh, I remember, you know, these characters, I remember going to that world and stuff like that. When you do the 2D stuff, it's just, it's so cool to see all the old references and everything like that. But again, not necessary. You don't have to. You can 100% still enjoy the game to its fullest without, you know, having played any previous entries in this series. I loved it. You know, if you can't tell, I cannot stress that enough. And I highly recommend even non-JRPG fans, non-turn-based combat fans, anybody who just is in the mood for a good adventure and likes great characters and fun adventure. I cannot recommend this enough. So definitely give it a shot. It's not super expensive. It's on several platforms, I think, now. And so it's super easy to get. By all means, check it out. Have fun with it. And, you know, let me know what you think. Yeah, so this is my last video for 2021 as well. But I hope everybody has a great holiday. And I mentioned in my last video about, well, go watch it and you'll see what I'm talking about when I talk about Discord. And that was the 20 games I'm going to beat in 2022. But I've got links to all my stuff down below. Yeah, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. You know the drill. And as always, keep on gaming.